Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm actually close to being on time. It is non-farm payroll day. So obviously it is October 7th. So it's a Friday. All right. So the first week, as I say before, as we're in TradeView markets here, and I will sign into TradeGATEHub while I'm talking. You know what I always say all the time is that as I log in, just the same as everybody else, is that the YouTube channel, this YouTube button is Coach and I in our trading, if you will. It's our dossier. It's our it's really our DNA of what we are as traders. So, and I'm saying this, and I keep repeating it. Hopefully, it won't have to as we get more viewers. Is that the most amount of data that I put on out during the week is on Monday, and I try to have that thing rolling and dynamic so everybody can get a. It's just not like a start a Monday. Boom, let's sign on and start on Tuesday. Some people, if they want to be doing that, would certainly give very, very good active trading ideas, especially with me, my acumen's being a day trader, if you will. I don't know if that's an old or antiquated term anymore. It's almost like being a moonshiner, but it is what it is. And I'm not apologizing for it. But like I'm saying, we give you plenty of things predicated upon volume, range, and good price action and resumption trades following the next day. But I don't handle it that way, and that's not the way I trade. The market having wild moves this week, even more wilder than they have been. And you know what? These things, I absorb them. I want to know why. Sometimes I like traders to come in and we look to hire something. Sometimes you like to use the term less is better, or have it just be like a blank sheet of paper, if you will. But I don't, you know what I mean? It's not like I see the oil's going up today. I'm not going to go to a gas station a half a mile away. Thank God I don't have to save 8 cents or 10 cents. It pisses me off just because I know it hurts more people than myself, for lack of a better term. So Monday morning is the most important amount of day, but trickling into today, which is Friday, and this is where we are today, sitting in TradeGATEHub. So, like I said, it's not the first day of the quarter anymore. Pardon, we're coming to the end of the week. All right, so this is where we sit. You know what? With the volatility and the VIX being, bouncing between 28 and 32, and 32, being somewhat elevated. Everybody's somewhat waiting, if I digress. Everybody's yet again ambiguous, is waiting for the VIX to have this other spike to wash everybody out. Certainly that's in play. I dissertated yesterday on the video yesterday. Coach, I think bottoms have put in. The market looks probably almost as weak as it's ever looked, but stocks are not hitting two lows. But they're, as the non-farm payrolls out today, and I'll go to this that was said right here, if I can. Let me go to did I show up with Kramer? Did I put up what Kramer said? What did he say? He has the 5-year, the 5%, the 5% of the 2-year. My God, well, he's watching it. All right, this is the what I was looking at here. Kramer pointed it out. Great banner, always is. Let me make sure I'm sharing correctly. I don't want to get yelled at, scolded. All right, what did Kramer say? And this had to be, this is the macro point. The labor number was red hot. Nothing yet from rate increases. Plenty of reasons to keep raising. So I don't think that's anything new, and nothing was coming out. It was only a matter of how the market would take the listen. Nothing's new. It's only a matter if if it's priced into the market's absorbing that. You know what I mean? I'll get to some specific trades, today about. I don't think this is this type of a short squeeze day where everybody piles in and says they don't want to go, short over the weekend. Just on Monday or last Friday, it didn't happen, which was our video. We were talking about a Black Monday or some sort of meltdown. By the way, some stocks, and I'll go to this specifically, and it was a warn. And I'm glad that some stocks are getting it out of the way, like AMD. AMD right here, breaking a new low. Now, I said I'd give my mom a call facetiously when it was at 60. I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore. Here's the weekly and why I did say 60. I believed it was going to base right here at this line, this double break, this consolidation, or maybe it goes to like 55, but this is where so AMD warned, You know what? A lot of people are happy that the AMD, or because it is coming to earnings season, and that will be the tail. What I mean, the final, it's just not one number where people can absorb. Like we do have CPI coming in on Wednesday, I believe. It's not just one number and everybody scatters. Earnings season, trickles in, and then you get to the heart of it, and people can disseminate the information, and various sectors can rotate, and best of breeds can rise up, and the other ones can dissipate. But AMD getting the warning out of the way is, I was going to say, it was kind of like a breath of fresh air, or a lot of traders, or at least my peers, are saying, let's get it over with. So AMD tried to basically get it over with here. And they pre-announced, maybe it was on the wrong date of pre-announced, but certainly AMD is breaking down here. Well, let's look at the long-term stocks like Microsoft, not making new lows. Well, that's at the end. Not making new lows, but it went from, if the non-farm payroll went the other way, that went from building a 3-day base above the moving averages, curling up, if you will, if I can speak like a technician, and it could have went the other way and tested the 50-day, the red line, the blue line at 256. Now it's at 236, went the other way. It's a $20 swing predicated on its swing, predicated on the news, but it's not making no lows yet. Google, the new lows, I don't think that's going to make a new low in, but you know what? I'm not willing to step in today, even though the market is so suppressed and the bad news is out, but earnings season's coming in. That's stopping me from adding to Google. Everybody heard me yesterday at the PayPal. Okay, but I'm not really hurt that much on PayPal. You know what? I'm okay with that position. I still think it could have, it's subject to, it needs a catalyst, and it may, to move it one way or the other, hopefully not a bad one. Maybe it'll be earnings. But that's a stock that holds up well. So, it always, even coming into today before the number, and I'll share the screen here. Let me go back to TradeGATEHub. Is this? Oh, we got Job in there, man. Glad to have you back. Man's been red hot. And I don't expect anything different. But coming into today, this is tactical sentiment. We had we had the 2% move coming in Monday and Tuesday, a 2-day move coming in Monday and Tuesday, that huge move that hasn't been happening in, since 2020. Coach and I were joking yesterday. Pardon, but this is tactical sentiment. So it's stock picking to a degree. You know what? I'm trying to buy, I'm trying to pick some things lightly off the bottom. And then I was going on to do the video today. I'm saying to myself, you know what? I'm doing a couple of these things. And if it doesn't work, these are not like Wayfair. I'm buying it back again. I don't have 8,000 shares. Maybe I have 2,400, 2,600 shares, something like that. But you know what? If it goes down, that it's one of these little, 2,600 shares could turn into a position, and the market opens down on Monday, then I'm down $1.50 in it. Then I'm doing too much work for a stock I really don't want it to be in. Then I'm making the point is, the example is AMD not even showing any type. I mean, now it's 11:15, not showing any type of bounce, not even a value bounce, and that doesn't bode well for the rest of the stocks that I'm only buying today. I'm trying to tactically trade. I'm not adding to the fund. I like, there might be another leg down this Monday. I'm certainly not. By the way, I digress, and I can't stress this more. I'm not going long this Friday as I did last Friday. The conditions are completely different. If you need to go, press the YouTube button and watch Monday's video. It's a different type of scenario. I don't want to repeat myself. If you do watch the video, please watch it. It'll also, help you to tell you the most amount of data they put throughout the week, that being Monday. So it'll also give you what we do and have that plan. And that plan will also be complementary or probably analogous to the plan we're going to have this Monday. So get used to get used to the routine. All right, AMD, one of the clues how the market is taking bad news. And I posted that how many hours? That was before the open. And I think how AMD is absorbing news today is even more important than how the non-farm payrolls came in, because you know what? Oil stayed hot. And that was it. The oil's right from the open. I'll get that to in a second. Bank of America indicators. Yes, everything's washed out. You know what I mean? But it's been on zero for how long, Lewis? It's been on zero for 3 months. And that's why everybody thinks there's another shoe to drop. Everybody's aware of this situation. Even Helene says it. Watch the oils. The oils could go parabolic too after the number. So let's go to the oils. What are they doing? You want them to go down if you're bullish. But ExxonMobil, right at the high, the dip in the buy. There's the chart on Exxon going higher. There's PXD, the best of breed. Come on. PXD right away, the best of breeds. EOG, best of breed. There's another chart there. Oxy, Warren was buying down there. They all thought he was a moron. But no, Warren's that has the last laugh there, and we'll even go to the older one, Chevron. There they are. So Devon and the other bit less best of breed. So, they did the pop. They popped right on the open and they pulled back and people took profits and got shaken out. But they're at the high again today, which probably bodes poorly for the futures, but because they've been going inverse. Lewis could buy on crude on the bottom, by the way, last Friday. So oils could go parabolic. And we gave you the trade there, even if you were an active trader. So, Helene. Upgrades, downgrades, Credit Suisse was the problem. The chart on CS was the problem that was looming, as you could see last Friday going into the weekend, with them potentially blowing up. You can see Credit Suisse was $3.60. I mean, I don't have to say that's it. I mean, that's like a move like GE. It says a lot. It's not like a move in Carvana. So Credit Suisse was on the ropes. Probably still is, but at least they're showing some life, and I'm glad, because it came back with some volume, trades over. It's more macro news to me at this point, Credit Suisse. Or just like AMD, how Credit Suisse is absorbing the news even overseas. So where am I? Going back to Mike V. But did I show the chart on Credit Suisse? Make sure I do that. There's the chart on Credit Suisse if I didn't get into it. New share. Okay, going back to the plan. There's the plan today. All right, CVS, Jim Cramer, AMD, it still is coming back to PCs. And I was having a talk with Flag, who's in the room today, who never talks, but he's going to be a guest on here soon. Is that, a lot of companies are giving people Macs, instead of PCs. So that's what hurting AMD. It's not that, also it's not helping that it also has the crypto in it, if you will. Everybody knows what that's doing. So monster play in the VIX surge. Guy put $1 million in the VIX, saying it goes to 150 by, when was that? I think it was by March. Read it in Bloomberg. It's a good Bloomberg story. Give you the data off of Bloomberg about the non-farm payrolls right there live. All right, the CPIs in 4 trading days, which I think is more important. The jobs report, that's arguable. I think it is. SPY bids. I started to buy 367. Go over. What did IPO Dave have? He usually has something to say. He's right. This is emblematic. This is also what I was in a micro view of AMD, but on the whole, last truths, lower prices are good at this point. It allows us to get the washout or build a base of the new 2002 lows. If the washout's going to come on the S&P at 3,200, 3,550, 3,700, I'm not sure. What we're trying to create is a market where sellers are gone and go back to a more steady uptrend. That's where we really make outside profits. So you know what I mean? Like I've been saying, I have more trepidation putting more money in the fund to work, because I'm still waiting. I'm trading actively in the fund, playing a lot more defense, thank God, than I am, just as much as I am for the active account, because I'm just constantly repositioning. Feel like one foot solid and then I slip and then I want to gain my footing. So I am waiting for the other shoe to drop. I don't know if that means the VIX goes to 40, we go to 3,200, the seasonality ends. There's a nuclear attack, or I think we have more to worry about than then, but something major that's going to break us, that's going to keep both feet, that's either going to knock us off our feet so we can gain our footing, or news to just so we can keep it and move forward. So, and that's where we make outside profits. And that's really what I'm trying to do with, with the fund. I haven't had a chance to really hammer it. You know what I mean? I'm just playing defense and repositioning. So, and IPO is a sharp dude. IPO day is a sharp dude. All right. I had Cano. Big deal. I had a takeover. Still not helping. I need to come back to streaming. The trend up. Here we go, Joba. Oh, you got to take what Joba says. There he is right there. And you know what? He got a wave up from Coach. That's a big, I'll have to go through that. And you know what? When I read what Joba says, and he's very good at the wave theories, or playing the waves, and I'll just go back to this. When I post my plan for the day, I play the ranges. Was the SPI range? I play the ranges predicated on my plan: 37.35, 36.55. If it goes up 37.85, I know bulls are in control. So I just play those ranges. Joba plays bigger ranges, but I think he's also an engineer, so he has a full-time job, another job. So he expands his range parameters. That's his style, and he does it very well. I sit here all day long, not because I have to, because I want to, but that's my style. The good thing is I'm not always that active to where I can sit on my hands sometimes, but that's where we sit for today. So Jim Cramer's tweeting actively, by the way. I have some notices here. What's Jimbo saying? Might be saying hello, Mike V. How you doing? What's Jim saying? Hopefully he says that everything is oversold. Doesn't mean it's going up. Inverse Kramer. There's an inverse Kramer ETF now. How about that? But I'm wasting your time because you know what we can do? We can go see what the wise guys are doing at the moment on a Friday afternoon. You know what? So many things pop into my head on this 11:15 Eastern on a Friday as it goes into a Friday afternoon with all the risk. It always says what coach says, you know, you're not going to make it. You're not going to lose it. You could possibly lose it. It's where it's this type of market where there's not that much volatility. You know what I mean? There is within the trend, within the downtrends and uptrends, like the oils, they pull back a little bit to go negative slightly. They go up again in the uptrend. The semis or MU goes positive, it seems, every day by 10 cents and it goes right back down. Things like that. So what's going on here with 26 minutes? Okay. So keep an eye on the dollar yield weakness. No surprise. We're looking at the UUP and the TLT. And listen, it's the same thing. Like I said, we've been looking at gamma squeezes the last year. Now we look at the UUP and TLT. That's been our theme the whole whatever. That's been driving the equity. So I'm waiting on bonds and bonds and the dollar in order to do more with equities. But you know what? It always goes down to this. You learn more in a bear market than you do in a bull market. And it's not really that I'm learning more about myself in a bear market after 25 plus years. It's that I'm just reading more. I'm taking in more. I'm getting, I'm reading more about the economic side. So I'm leaning, like I'm saying, I'm sitting on my hands on the equities until the dollar and the bonds and the yields, calm down a little bit. So I'm waiting for that. So sweepers to need some buying or short-term hedging to get momentum. Good luck seeing a few. So where's the chart on the dollar? I'll post that after. Nothing really wise guys are doing. It looks like a size row and Cano. We're in that neck flick, a little bullish. Probably his unusual call activity. Dust, inverse gold, Hibbert Sports, Crone, marijuana play didn't really hold on that well. You know what I mean? Let's look at the Tilray, the one that squeezes. All right, I mean, you know what I mean? All right, I get it. Yesterday it went to 420. Now it's breaking 420, ironically. Well, not 420, a little close. You know what I mean? It's not that type of play for the you know what? If the market was in a more bullish situation and MSOS was the other ones they were playing, I would, you know what? If it was over here, the news came out, if you could see, I would go in it. I don't want to be, yes, it's over the 50. It might be a buy here coming to the 50-day. But I didn't take the marijuana stocks overnight just because, let's look at MJ. Even the MJ is below the gap up where the news came from 624 to 520. You know what I mean? It's over. You want to trade it tactically, go ahead. But there's so many people are holding these things. Either they think their long-term investments are for poor trades, that there's overhead supply, where I don't think you're going to have that rip up in the marijuana stocks. That's what I think. Reverse down from today. Metals. What else? SOXX. Nothing. Somebody tweeting me something here. Any other questions, guys? Come on. I got to get trading here. Good job, Joe. Stream. I am streaming. Aren't I on? I'm streaming it, kid. All right, new share. Let's go to up movers and down movers. Hold on a second. Stock scanner. You want to be a tactical trader and still trade today and not take a big stand? This is all you need right here. Up high on relative volume. Plenty of stocks at 11:20 Eastern and above that are trading 100% of its volume. And to no surprise, they're oils. MRO, Oxy, Abbott, Tops, DraftKings, big deal. Cano, I had that. Let's go down high on relative volume. The list is going to be a lot uglier. First of all, you could see that even at the bottom of the page, and stocks are breaking down now. Tilray, all the marijuana stocks breaking lower. Levi's breaking lower. I sold that. LAC. You know what? That LAC, I should have been on that one. That lithium stock. Los Angeles Clippers. once it broke the trend, but I had too many stuff at 25.77. I saw it and I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? 25.77. LAC is going lower, by the way. Not my type of trade, but it's probably going into the mid-20s. Probably going back to 20. SNDL, CVS. What's going on now? I'll leave it here, guys. Okay. So, listen, like I said, I'm not going to do much. I'm not going to do much now. I made my bed. I'm going to have to hold in my positions, and certainly not doing anything. Is I'm going to sign on and look where they are. I'm not going to marry anything right now. I don't want to marry anything. I'd rather trade these moves, and which is if I hold true what I said is I'm a very good day trader. So why bother? You know what I mean? I don't want to trade like a champion just to break even, which basically I've been doing. There's been I've been playing defense. I'm tired of playing defense. I want to come in and narrow my position and come in on offense swinging. You know what I mean? And I would suggest probably for the same for you to do, or go into cash, which apparently is paying between 4.5% to 5% at this point. All right. So it's Friday afternoon, October 7th.